Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here. It is Tuesday, May 26th, and we just had a great long weekend here in the United States as we remember all of our fallen heroes that have sacrificed their lives for us to sit here and give you our live streams and everything else that we all do across our country. And so we had a wonderful weekend. A little bit of rain yesterday and today for us, but we've needed it. It's been pretty dry here in sunny Florida. So we've needed some rain, so everything's growing nice. And so I just sat in my office and just drew pictures.
You drew pictures?
Yeah. Dustin worked on photographs and I drew pictures. I sat here yesterday and drew this little guy. I felt like having some fun with photographic textures, and so I sat down and designed this cougar character. And I had a whole bunch of photographs of cougars, and I just started grabbing textures off of my photographs and applying them to my cat character, and had some fun creating this guy. It was a lot of fun. And I've got courses in my digital painting course. I actually have a section in my how to paint in Photoshop. My approach to painting in Photoshop. I've got a whole section in there on how I apply these textures and everything. It's pretty cool. And also I wanted to let you guys know we had this big sale over the weekend. A Memorial Day weekend sale, and we've decided to go ahead and extend it an extra day because there's a few folks that haven't been able to get to it, and so we're going to extend it for you guys. So there you go. But today I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, but you know, I drew this other character. I want to show you really quick. Sometimes I like to just sit down and draw characters. I like to draw face. I just like to draw faces, and where is it? Bear, big guy, there he is. Sometimes I just like to draw faces, and this is one that I did on Friday, I think it was, Friday night. And once again, I would just sat down randomly, just started drawing. And I thought it might be fun to do that again today, and just go through my thought process on what I'm thinking about when I do that. I like to bring in real textures. Like I took pictures of my wrinkly, pockmarked, beard stubbled face and added, because I've got so much texture in my skin, I thought it would be cool to add it to this guy because it would be kind of cool, and then I'd draw back over the textures and just have some fun with it. And so that's what I thought we could do today, and just see what we come up with. I want to remind you too, the Memorial Day sale has been extended one more day, and what it includes is 40% off of how to draw horses, big cats, bears, and more. So it's a lot of my animal drawing courses are all really deeply cut. So check that out. Go to creatureartteacher.com and you're going to see tons of stuff. Plus, you know, the original sale that's been going on for the last couple of months, or many of our courses are down to $1. Some are free. My introduction to animation is free. Our Photoshop brush packs are $1. So you know, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of that going around.
A lot of that.
Yes. And as usual, I've got my son, my trusty young son, Dustin, right here, dancing like a woman. Just kidding. Stay thirsty, my friends. Dustin's been killing it with the photographs. Dustin's got a couple of brand new photo reference packs out of all the wildlife that he shoots in our area. Alligators and otters and blue herons and sandhill cranes and all kinds of birds. He's got a couple of, like I said, photo packs that are available at the website that you can get and use as reference for your own paintings. They've been really popular. We've had quite a few downloads. I think we're pushing 1,000 downloads on them. We've had a lot.
Moly.
Yeah. So there's that. So there's this guy, and then there's oops. How do we do this? Okay, there we go. So I'll get rid of him, and here you can see, here's the photographs of the cats that I was using, and And so what I do is I draw my own cat and then paint it in and everything, but then I start grabbing textures. You have this cat's full of wonderful texture, and I start applying those textures to my design. It's sort of like applying wallpaper to a structure. I build the structure, meaning my design, and then I apply the wallpaper. Most of the texture that you see on this image came from this image right here, right there. And so I'll grab little pieces of texture here and there and just place it right in. And next thing you know, you got your own textured design, and you didn't have to sit there and render it. And every time I get, yes, but Aaron, isn't that cheating? It sounds just like that too. But Aaron, isn't that cheating? Yes, it is cheating. It's absolutely cheating. And I'll cheat all the way to the bank if I can get it done quicker. If you think about, let's say you have a deadline and you're at a studio and you got to get a character design done, and you have to have all the textures and everything in it, and you have to have it done by the end of the day, and it's going to take you 2 hours to do it if you use your photographic textures, but it's going to take you 7 hours to do it if you decide to render everything. So what are you going to do? You're going to render, and it might not look as good, or you're going to use your photographic textures in order to get it done on time and have it look right for the movie. And so, yes, sometimes it's okay to cheat. And it's fun to do. It's a lot of fun to do. I like just kind of wrapping these textures on and then working it in. I draw in all different kinds of styles, as you guys know. I draw loose. I do oil painting. I do watercolor painting. I draw. And I also work digitally and have fun with that too. So this is part of that world that I play in. And I like to do that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Let's go ahead and shave that. Shave it.
Shave it.
Shave it. We've also got Nick Birch in Sarasota, Florida. He's going to be helping to answer some questions. Yeah, this is that image was a cougar that we photographed up in Montana. I've got hundreds and hundreds of photographs of him that I really love. This is one of my favorites, this photo right here I took of him. This close-up portrait. There he is. Good looking cat, isn't he?
Oh yeah, pretty cat.
Here, there you go. Look at that yucky skin. That's what I use for textures. You can even see the green goop in my eyes. Nice. Hey, awesome. All right, so let's do one. File, new.
Do you know what the inspiration was for Pocahontas? Creators made that.
What was the inspiration behind Pocahontas?
Yeah.
Pocahontas. I mean, what? It's about Pocahontas. That was the inspiration. Pocahontas is a historical figure. She was a real character here in the United States. So the inspiration behind Pocahontas was Pocahontas. Have I recovered from the hot chip? Well, let me tell you something. Yes, I have. There was a few after effects. Off camera. I'll never, ever, ever do the hot chip challenge again. Ever.
And I'm thankful.
Let me repeat. Ever.
I'm thankful that I did not partake. Will you work on Procreate?
Yes, I will. Actually, we should set that up so I can do some Procreate drawing and painting. Do we want to do an animal or human? What should I do? Want to do human? Because I don't usually do humans.
Yeah, let's do a human. We haven't really done a human on here in a while.
Do a human? Humane? What kind of character, Dustin? I'll throw it at you. Happy? Surprised?
Nerdy.
Nerdy? How about surprised? I like drawing big expressions.
Aaron, do you like Bob Ross?
I love Bob Ross. I don't necessarily like Bob Ross's paintings, but I do love Bob Ross and everything he represented.
Aaron, I recently bought your course on light and shade. Thanks for shedding some light on the subject.
Well, you're welcome. I couldn't get that out.
What palette do you often use for traditional painting?
Well, I use... It depends on what I'm doing. Hold on. But I go ultramarine, cerulean blue, cadmium yellow, cadmium yellow medium, and then lemon yellow, cad orange, cad red, alizarin crimson, Payne's gray, yellow ochre, burnt umber. That's it, I think.
Dave is here.
Dave!
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 Can you paint Updock?
Gonna paint what?
Updock.
Updock. Updock?
Updock.
Like what's up, Doc?
there it is.
Oh, I'm supposed to say, what's up, Doc?
You're supposed to go, what is Updock?
Oh, I got it. Can you hear me breathing?
Do you like to paint landscapes?
I do. I do.
You do. Did you always want to be an artist?
I did. I've always wanted to be an artist.
How do you organize your workplace with all the reference images? Do you place them around as separate windows? It's hard for me to place them to be both visible and not disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got several monitors that I place my stuff.
What's the best tip for aspiring animators in general?
Stay at your desk.
Uh-oh.
Stay at your desk and draw. Have patience.
Stay at your desk and... You see the new Netflix movie, the Willoughbys?
I haven't seen it. I saw a little presentation from the director back in November, but I haven't seen the finished movie yet.
What's this character that you're drawing?
I'm just drawing. I'm just making something up really quick out of my head. Don't like it very much. So what I'll do when I sit down to draw these characters, when I just get a while, like some people ask me, what do you do when you have a mental block and you want to create art? This is what I do. I create these characters. I sit down and I go, okay, I'm going to create a character. I don't know what I'm going to create. And like in this case here, I'm not sure. I don't know if I like him. So I'm going to try something different. Draw Dustin. Someone just said draw Dustin. YouTube comment. I meant Pocahontas design. Sorry. Oh. I'm not sure. I wasn't part of the design process on Pocahontas, and so I'm not sure what their conceit was. It definitely had an angular, definitely stylized. I think they looked a lot at Sleeping Beauty. Not that they copied Sleeping Beauty, but I know Sleeping Beauty was an inspiration for them.
Do you have to get into animation young?
No. Nope. You don't. Oh, here I'm just goofing around. Once again, I'll goof around, you know, playing with characters. I'll do a lot of scribbling just to find shapes.
Have you used gouache? And do you have any thoughts on the medium?
Yes, I use gouache. I love medium. I love gouache. I love lamp.
I love lamp. I love medium. Have you ever done a cartoon of Walt Disney?
No. I've done a cartoon at Walt Disney Company. No.
What's the difference between a draftsman and an illustrator?
Well, draftsman is just having good draftsmanship is just being able to draw well. So, you know, you can be an illustrator and have good draftsmanship. Okay?
What do I need to become an animator?
You've got to be able to put your emotions on paper. You've got to be able to take that and put it down and get it across clearly. Have that ability to put your emotions, put that acting right there on the paper.
Dustin, can you do a Gollum impersonation?
Go for it.
What has it got in its nasty, fiercey purchases? Gollum, Gollum.
Are you drawing, Dustin? I don't draw anymore. I do photography nowadays.
No. I think they're asking me if I'm drawing you.
Oh, that too. Kind of looks like you are.
I'm drawing a quick sketch of you from this is what I see.
How about a funny astronaut since we have a shuttle launch this week?
Funny astronaut. I'm going to draw a funny Dustin.
A funny Dustin. Can you make the giant from the Mickey and the Beanstalk?
Not today. But I could do it at some point. Actually, this is kind of fun drawing you. So if you're ever here's a good piece of advice. If you're ever at a loss, you don't know what to draw someone close to you.
Do you have any Do you have any tips for cat muzzles like Rajah?
Cat muzzles?
Yeesh.
Like Rajah. I don't know what they mean. Oh, how to draw a cat muzzle?
Yes.
The snout? Yes. Let me show you 1 second here.
Do you like Japanese anime?
Sure. I'm not crazy about it usually, but yeah, no, it's all right. Okay, so cat muzzle. So if you got a circle, here's the top of the plane. We'll flatten that plane out, okay? Alright, you're going to have a little thing that comes down. Here, you've got the brow that comes up like so. That brow comes down to a plane, that flat plane here. Right there, and that's where the eye is. This center line comes down and then comes down like this. See how it doesn't go straight, it breaks. It comes down at another angle, and you get this. Right here you have the nasal opening where the cartilage attaches. It might bulge out a little bit there. The nose, if you look down on it, is shaped like that. So you want to make sure you get that shape in there. So here it's coming straight down. Here you've got cheekbones. You might see them there a little bit. Those cheekbones go into muscle that's under the cheekbones here, and will lead into the muzzle. Muzzle will stick out a little bit on that side. There, like that. Chin comes back like so. It leads into the muscle right here. The ear is here. So if I knock that back, and if I were to redraw it, what you'd end up with basically is a cat that looks like this. Okay, that comes down. You got lips. You can actually see the dark lips on the cat. Fur coming down like so. That comes back. The eyes looking forward.
Do you have any tips when doing caricatures, like the exaggerations?
Hold on, I'm going to finish this real quick. Sorry.
Shedding up to you.
It's okay. Other eye over here. I'll draw those ears in real quick. So there is your big, that's a big cat, obviously. So there's your cat, and you can see their eyelids on the other side. Eyelashes, like that. So that's how a cat, when you think about the muzzle comes off in that way. Alright, there's your cat.
So do you have any tips about exaggerating caricatures?
Yeah, I mean, you got to find the trait that sticks out the most, and run with it, basically, and then experiment. See how far you can push it. Like right now, I'm just basically doing a portrait of Dustin, not a huge caricature. But sometimes you start with something real, and then you can push it.
Do you have any tips on putting a storyboard together?
Yeah, you got to know. Well, first of all, I got a course on storyboarding on my website that Lyndon Ruddy did. That's way better than me trying to explain it. But that aside, it's really coming to understand not just the story that you're trying to tell, but understand your cutting, the pacing, the mood, everything. That all goes into the thought process within your storyboards. I've got a bunch over here. Twitch suggestion, Aaron, maybe a series of were humans, werewolf, werebear, weretiger, etc. That's kind of a cool idea.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
When you're finished with a digital piece, do you want to save it to a JPEG? And you want to save it to a JPEG? Are you always saving it at maximum quality?
Yes.
Or are there some reason to not save it at maximum
No, I always save it at maximum quality. Always and forever.
Always. The quality is maximum. Always.
There. That's kind of fun. Always looking at the light and shadow. You can see how quickly you can draw somebody. I've never drawn you before. Well, I've drawn you a couple times, but not here.
Here or there. Do you find it easier to draw men or women?
Men.
Or does it depend on an individual's preference?
Usually it depends on the individual preference, but I do find men easier just because there usually is more wrinkles or beards or whatever to cover up, whatever mistakes you might be making. With women, you can't make a mistake.
This is looking like an artist court sketch of a suspect.
This is what I see when I look over at Dustin. He's reading the stuff. You can make him smile.
When is the right time to use warm shadows and cool highlights? Thanks.
It depends on the light source. So it's really, if that light source dictates it, then that's when you do it. And warm shadows are going to be like when there's a warm secondary light, warm reflected light. There might be something like that. Fluorescent light tends to be cool light, so maybe when the highlights are fluorescent. So there we go. I got you doing a little smile there.
How do you export your artwork for social media so it can preserve its quality?
Say that again?
How do you export your artwork for social media so it can preserve its quality?
I just export it out at a high quality. That's all. Oh, someone stayed up late last night, didn't they? Was that you, Dustin?
I was up till 12:30.
I was up later. I stayed up really late. I started watching The Terror, the second season of The Terror. The first season with the ship stuck in the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I love that show. And I started the second season, and it's really good as well.
Which medium do you think stands out most when used on toned gray paper?
Any of it. Drawing, ink. Yeah, because what you've got the ability to go back and forth between light and dark. And so I just think that in itself is pretty cool. I want to see how fast I can do this portrait. I know this supposed to be a character thing, but I think it'd be fun to just draw you today. Is that okay, Dustin?
I'm fine with that. Just bought the reference photo pack. Thanks, Dustin, for all your hard work. You are welcome, and I hope you really enjoy those.
First question, is that Walter White? Kind of does look like him, doesn't it?
Walter White, why is that name something?
From Breaking Bad.
Oh.
Because he's bald.
Say my name.
Bryan Cranston is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I love that guy.
Is it difficult
He's just
to
a cool dude.
Yeah. Is it difficult to find the shadows and highlights?
No. You just gotta look. Right now I'm looking. I know where the light source is. It's up above, but you also got to think about the shapes. Think about the shapes of what you're creating.
And is there any difference between male and female cheekbones?
Yes. Well, not actually. I take that back. Maybe not so much cheekbones, but jawline. Yes, men tend to have a sharper, more squared jawline than women. Women tend to have a softer jawline, more rounded.
I love your courses, but when is the homemade pasta course coming?
Actually, we thought about doing something like that. You know, cooking and art and I love, because as you guys know, I'm a little bit round, so I love to eat and I love to cook. And I love making homemade pasta.
Is this your son?
This is my son. I'm drawing my son today.
Hi. You can see the resemblance.
Well, if they could see what I see. All right. What would you say to someone who wants to be at your level of artistry so they can be something like a character designer or storyboard artist? I would say draw a lot. It takes a lot of work. I've been doing this professionally. I've been doing it for 30 years. Actually 35 years. But I've been drawing all my life, and so you gotta put that time in.
How do you measure face proportions, like distance of the eye to the ear, nose, lips?
That's what I measure. That's exactly how I do it. And I also look at relationships. I look at angles. I look at, what's the angle for the mouth under the nose. I look at, the mouth, the angle of, what drops, if I drop a line down straight under the eye, does the corner of the mouth hit there? I look at all different things so that I can get a likeness. And that's how I'm getting a likeness of Dustin right now, is I'm comparing different things in order to get that likeness. I don't think I've never done a portrait demo. I don't think I've ever done that. And I used to do tons of portraits when I was in college. That's something we're going to have to do more of, Dustin.
Yeah.
I might set something up where we actually light you and you sit for a portrait.
As long as I keep my clothes on.
Yep. You'd have to keep your clothes on. Don't want all your bits falling out. Hold on, I got one here. When I draw character poses, I lose the fluidity of the movement and pose as soon as I start adding clothing to the character, especially bulky clothing. How can I remedy that? Well, you just have to discipline yourself to know you don't have to draw exactly what's there. You want to draw the essence of what's there and still keep what drew you to the pose in the first place, which is fluidity, gesture, all those things that make the pose really nice. And so to force yourself to remember those things, to retain those things when you're drawing is key to doing a good figure drawing.
I wonder if one of the next future courses should be about portrait artwork.
Well, I would love to do it because I'm having a blast drawing you right now. I mean, I love drawing characters, but I haven't sat and done a proper portrait in. I love drawing your egg melon hair. This is cool.
Egg melon hair.
Your egg melon here.
Is there?
No, your egg melon here.
I thought you said hair.
No.
Like I have hair.
No. And you got that Marsalis. What's his name? Marsalis from Pulp Fiction. What was his name in the movie? Marsalis. People think this is a self-portrait. No, this is Dustin. If you could see Dustin, you'd know this is Dustin. You got that nice Marsalis thing going on in the back of your head
Yes.
from Pulp Fiction.
I am glad to see that you're including so many birds in your new course. And how many more are you planning to do?
Probably about 5 or 6 more species. And then we'll be drawing their bodies, and so far we've done all their heads and everything. It's been really good. We're going to do more today. See how I like to keep it loose? Nick asks, what do I think was in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction? You know what? That's a tough one. Some people have said it's a soul. I'm completely at a loss. It's something that I've actually thought about at length and tried to figure out, as the writer of the story, what he was thinking. And I think he just put it in as a MacGuffin, just something to get you to think about. So this is something that you can do at any time, is sit down and draw someone in your family. And I've been just sitting at my Cintiq drawing. You can do it.
Do you ever rotate your canvas in Photoshop, or do you typically leave it untouched?
I sometimes rotate it, for sure. Can eyes and facial expression be drawn separated from one another? Or do you always have to draw both at the same time for them to work? Greetings from Germany. I find that the facial expression is made up of the eyes. It's like saying, can you draw their feet without the toes? Can you draw them separately? Yeah, you can draw them separately, but you won't have a foot until you have toes on it. And so the same goes for facial expression. You can draw facial expression without the eyes and then draw the eyes, but you won't have a complete facial expression until the eyes are there.
So do you need to learn gesture from the very start as a beginner?
It helps. You know, if you notice how quickly I even in a portrait like this, there's gesture. I scribbled it out. I shouldn't say scribbled, but I sketched it very quickly first in order to get the shape down really quickly.
Maybe in the next live stream, a portrait of Vedanta?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think she would like that. She would sit for that.
Is the XP...
Nick says he always assumed it was a bright yellow light bulb that was in the briefcase. You're right, man.
Is the XP Pen 16 Pro any good for professional works?
Sure. I think it is.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
The 16th?
Oh, the XP Pen 16.
Oh, pen?
Pen, yes.
Do they mean pen display?
No.
I think they probably mean pen display.
XP 16 Pro. Oh yeah, it's a display. It looks a lot like a Wacom
Yeah,
display.
it is.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I think it is Wacom.
Oh, it is?
It is quite nice.
It is quite nice. I thought I thought Wacom just had the Cintiq stuff. I didn't know they had like the XP pens and all that.
Well, it's pen display, isn't
yeah.
it?
It was a pen display.
Yeah, that's what this is called, a pen display.
Oh,
This
yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah. They said that the XP pen is also by Wacom.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to get some variations in the color on Dustin here. So I'm going to go in and, like, his ear is a little redder. One more orange. He's got a tan. He likes to go out. And get a little dark.
What kind of animation character would Dustin be if you didn't know him, but just by the look?
Man, I don't know. That's a tough one. I can't think of Dustin as not knowing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what kind of
Who
cartoon?
do you
character
think you would be?
Huh?
Who do you think you would be?
I have no idea.
Yeah, see? It's hard to say.
You know, I think it'd be more like one of those thug characters from Tangled.
Oh. Or at least
Like,
people would
because
assume.
I got like that. Because I got like that bald head, goatee, look like a brawler or something.
Yeah.
But ended up having one of the warmest hearts in the bar.
You got the warmest heart.
I got
He's got
the
the.
I got the
Oh, bless his
warmest
heart. Bless his heart. He's got the warmest heart.
Bless his warm little heart.
Memorial Day has been extended one more day. I just want to remind you guys again that our Memorial Day sale has been extended, and we are keeping everything on sale. So I'm just going in and adding variations in the color. This is what I love about digital painting, is that I can go in and do this so easily. Whoops.
Yeah, I know this is a personal question, but when your wife passed away and you got lost, did art take on a new meaning for you, or has it always meant the same thing for you?
It's always meant the same thing. It's always been an escape and a healer for me. It's not too personal. I think actually I like that question. That's a good, meaningful question, and I appreciate you asking it. It's art has always been my therapy. Whenever I felt a little bit lost, don't know where I'm going to turn to, art has always been this place that I can go to. It's almost like taking a vacation, a mental vacation. I can sit down and leave wherever it is that I'm at mentally, because when I get into an artistic, and I'm sure some of you out there have gone through this, you get into a piece that you're working on and you just kind of drift away. Your mind goes somewhere else and you take this mental vacation, right? And even if it's only for about 2 hours, you're someplace else. And that has always been an attraction for me, for my art, doing that, having that ability to be able to do that. I've always loved, that sort of thing.
How do you avoid muddy colors?
I use analogous colors, so I try not to. If I'm unless I'm trying to do it for effect, I don't usually layer opposite colors like blue and orange or red and green. I can get those. I can do that as long as they're not completely mixed and I'm doing some optical tricks. Otherwise, I'm using analogous colors. I'm using oranges and yellows or reds and violets and things like that, and then that way I can keep the color from being muddy, like you say.
Well, what's the brush that you're currently using?
This is a brush from a friend of mine. This next one I'm going to use is one of my go-to brushes that I always use. And I think I'm going to try to do some cool shadows here, because I want to do warm. I want to play. I want to play. There's really warm light coming in off of the light that you're sitting under, Dustin.
Yeah.
There's really warm light coming in off of that. And I want to...
Have you ever met someone that was successful where art is quote unquote just a job?
Yeah. My directing partner, Bob Walker, he's since passed away. I miss that guy. He was one of my best friends. He was like a brother to me. But he never drew at home. He always said, I don't draw unless I'm getting paid. He didn't like to draw like I like to draw. I don't draw unless I'm getting paid. Twitch question, can eyes... Oh, Nick says, no, they are talking about a different brand. Oh, XP Pen. Just going back to the XP thing. XP Pen, you tried to use it at CTN this year and it failed, so we just hooked up your Cintiq instead. Gotcha. Sorry, Nick. Didn't realize that.
You almost called by my name.
What's that?
I caught onto that.
What's that?
You what? Alright, sorry about Nick.
Yeah. So I want this to feel like almost like a pastel portrait.
How often do you need to change the nibs on your pen?
You know, since I've got this new screen on this 32, I switched over to the hard plastic nibs because the screen has a little texture to it. I haven't changed the nib since I got this.
Really?
Yeah. How long has that been?
Oh.
It's been a while, huh?
Half a year, maybe longer.
Oh, I think, yeah, it's been probably a year since I've had this. So I haven't changed the nibs for a long time. Do I have any Bob's artwork? I do have some of Bob's artwork in Brother Bear, the Brother Bear book. Da, da, da. See, Bob never did any personal work, so I don't have any of his work. He always bought my work. He'd buy some or I'd give it to him. Where'd my Brother Bear book go? Brother Bear book. Where's my Brother Bear book? The Illuminated Landscape. That's a good book right there. I'll have to pull it out next time.
When you're going to sell a piece of art, like, what is your process on putting a price on your art? Like, what's your mentality on that?
Well, I think about, you know, how in demand am I? How much work do I have? How much time did I put into the piece? How much is my time worth? All of that kind of stuff. I have one friend that they figure out their time, and then he divides up. He figures out how much it, basically on average, how long it takes him to do a square inch, and then he figures out his paintings by the square inch. Which I don't do that, but I think it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting way of doing it. So, here I am just finding shadow shapes right now on Dustin. Oh, Dustin.
Mm-hmm. Was your first job art oriented?
My first job was, my father had a lawn mowing business. And I worked for my father cutting lawns until I went to college. Right, actually, I take that back. Before I went to college, I got a job as a draftsman at an engineering firm. So I went from cutting lawns for my father to working at an engineering firm as a draftsman, and then take your hand away. There you go. And then I went to college. And then when I come back from college, you know, on holidays and stuff, I'd help my stepfather. I take that back. My father, who a lot of you have met here, did construction, and so I learned construction through him. And my stepfather was a designer, and he went to college, went to Syracuse University for interior design. And he taught me perspective and all kinds of stuff. But then when he moved to Florida, he just started cutting lawns. Just liked doing that, and that's what he did. So that's what we did.
Good morning, Aaron and Dustin.
Hello.
How excited are you to go out again for some life drawing? Tampa Zoo opens this week, and I can't wait. Cheers.
Well, I'm gonna wait a little while before I start going out and socially interacting. I think the state's opening up a little soon, myself. So I'm gonna wait a little bit.
Is that Heisenberg?
This is Dustin.
Is that Dustin or Nick? I know everybody's shaving their heads these days, including me, and I can't tell.
This is Dustin. Here, let me. Okay, just.
It's me.
I'm going to show you what I'm drawing. Just sit there, Dustin. All right, so. This is what I see when I look over at. Whoop, doggone it. Come on, what's going on?
You okay?
That's what I see when I look over at Dustin. That's what I'm drawing. So now I'm going to add some highlights.
So now I'm gonna add some highlights. Highlight. Highlight.
It was January in 2019 that I got the Wacom 32. See, Nick is on it, isn't he?
Jeez.
Oops. Set that to overlay. And have you ever had a problem where your computer monitor was a different hue color than your drawing monitor? I've had this problem with my Huon, and I think it's a tablet. Well, see, I don't have that problem with my Cintiq. One of the reasons I use Cintiqs. So no, I haven't had that problem.
You've elevated his tough guy factor in the sketch. Yes, I believe he has.
You don't like me drawing you, do you?
Hmm?
You don't like me drawing you?
I don't mind it at all.
Huh. Why being so
What?
It's gonna
Shush. Do you prefer a Cintiq or iPad?
Cintiq. I can do more with my Cintiq. I like iPad. And I've got my course that I did on Procreate.
What color do you use for the highlight?
I go warm. And
Weird.
like a warm flesh, kind of ochre. Look how loose I'm being. Being very loose as a goose. So I'm gonna put a background behind you. Question. Hi, I was looking at the amazing reference pictures of both the alligators and the marsh birds. I was wondering if I can use the reference photos for paintings, which I then post and sell online.
Yes. Yep, as long as you once you buy the packs, you own the copyrights of the photos, so you can use them.
You still own the copyrights,
Well,
actually. But you've given permission for other people to use them.
Yes. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yep.
But
So yes, you can. So here, I'm just going to do a loose background behind him.
how do I find the course you did in Procreate?
It's on my website. It's at creatureartteacher.com. Nick might even put a little link to it.
Do you ever use layer types like overlay and multiply?
That's what I'm doing. Yes, I do it all the time. That's why I did the shadows.
I try not to, but when I talk to other artists, they think I'm crazy, but it gives my art better colors, in my honest opinion.
Well, I don't do just overlay and multiply. I do several different things, like the overlay and multiply are just there to find my patterns, my light and dark patterns, and then I go back in with opaque and work them. There we go. And work more color into them. And that's what I'll be doing here.
Are you going to put a photo pack of African animals?
Well, I've got big cats right now. I do have a photo pack of big cats that I shot from Africa. So yes, we will be doing that at some point. So here I'm just slightly indicating the shelf that I see behind Dustin, but I don't want it to be really distracting, so I'm just kind of making it a little bit abstract. And then these are the blinds. And you'll notice I don't care about being perfect. I'm just putting those in there. See, I love doing little sketches like this. This is a lot of fun, just to do very fast. Nick says, I have a friend that is in the gallery world and he always says, keep adding zeros to the end of the price until people stop paying. Then you know where you need to be. There you go. Greed is good. I'm joking. I'm not a big fan of greed. One of our first mottos here at Creature Art Teacher, don't be greedy.
What was the culture like at Disney?
The culture was great. It's one of the biggest things I miss. I loved working at Disney. I was there 21 years and wouldn't trade it for the world. I love my friends. I miss them all dearly. They were all, we all had a wonderful time working there. And we grew up basically there. I mean, see how I'm adding cool into the shadows right now? That's what I want to do. I started there when I was 21 years old, and so I basically, I was a kid. We all were kids. We were all young when we started there, and just absolutely loved it.
Should a portfolio be a mix of personal and paid art, or should you try to put just paid art in it?
Paid
Does it also
art?
need sketches and such?
I don't know what that means. Personal and paid art.
Like artwork, like copies of artwork that people have paid for.
Your
That's
portfolio
my best
should be
guess.
your artwork. Should just be your best artwork. Your portfolio should be your best artwork. That's what your portfolio should be. Alright, so what I'm doing here.
Would you ever make a course with Nathan Folks? Is that how you say it? Focus?
I don't know who
Folks?
that is.
Fowkes.
I don't know who that is, sir.
Oh, it looks like you did some the concept art for Rio 2.
Ah. I'd love to. Sounds cool. Sounds like a cool dude. So here's where I get the color. You know, I start looking at what, Dustin's face and trying to get warm and cool.
That
Oh, nice. I like that. This is where you get the portrait to kind of start to sing a little bit. Question. Hi, I was looking at the amazing. Oh, sorry. YouTube question. Just starting digital art and have lots of difficulties with making straight lines. Do you have maybe some tips? That's just something that comes with practice. And if you're using a stylus, then that's the first thing you got to do is use that stylus. Some people try to use a mouse, which I don't understand. You can't use a mouse. Don't do it. Don't do it, I say.
is gesture drawing just scribbling the shape, or am I not understanding the process?
You're not understanding the process. It's not just scribbling the shape. It's laying down the shape quickly. Now, a lot of people think drawing loose is scribbling, and it's not. Drawing loose is actually drawing accurate, but getting it down quickly.
Also, is that how you do storyboards?
No, I mean, once again, you want to lay them down quickly, but storyboards, you want eventually to have a nice finished look to them. So here I'm just kind of going through and hitting areas that should be a little lighter. Like I can see that his glasses squeeze his face a little bit, which means this area right under the glasses is going to be a little lighter. It's going to catch a little bit more light because it's being squeezed.
I'd love to see a course on farm animals. I have goats and I try to draw them, but they're difficult.
Well, if I give you a course, it's not going to be any. It's not. You just got to get in there and do it. That's the key to any of this stuff, is just getting in there and drawing. I have a good friend where we went out and did some. He's got a bunch of farm animals, and we did some drawing out there. We should do it again, huh, Dustin?
Oh yeah. Do you still have any of those $1 courses available?
Oh, Nick says I'm having a brain fart. I do know Nathan. He does a bunch of stuff with schoolism. I guess I do know him. Maybe I'm terrible, you know, Nick, with names. Now I'm going to be embarrassed because he's going to he's going to.
You're like, you remember?
Remember. So you notice too that I'm not pushing really hard, really bright, or really dark on any of these. I want to. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get some color in the shadow areas.
Do you still have any of those $1 courses available?
Yes. Go to the website because they won't last forever. And we'll have more available eventually.
Tim Hodge is here.
Tim!
He said, when I tuned in earlier, I thought you were drawing me. I was all, oh, how nice, man. Then I realized it wasn't me. Oh, yeah. I guess Dustin makes more sense.
He is sitting right next to me.
I am sitting quite nicely right next to him.
Pretty close. Oops. See, that's what this bug in Photoshop does right there. You see that? It just randomly draws opaque and without any pressure sensitivity.
Alpaca.
So once again, I want to remind you guys that our we got a 40% off sale going on. And today is the last day of it. Now we got other stuff that are going to stay on sale. But if you want to get my animal drawing courses for 40% off, then hop on over and check it out. There we go. Now I figured it out. Couldn't figure out what.
Figured it out.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what was going on with your upper lip.
My upper lip?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's you, man.
It's me.
Man, you're so blasé about it. Yeah.
I'm just trying to read through all these questions here and comment. How do we learn drawing characters in perspective?
Well, you got to draw from different angles, right? And just really force yourself to look at what is going on with those characters. And there we go. Oh my gosh, drives me nuts, this little bug. And if you can do that, just going to add little touches here of the beard. Just force yourself to draw your characters in weird angles. You know, up shots and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And doing that will really improve your ability to move your characters around.
What are your thoughts of Patreon?
I love Patreon. I've got a whole course on Patreon on my website. So if you look at his shirt right here, it's going to shine up into his beard. He's going to get some reflected light up there. We're also going to get some warmth in the shadows over here.
Can you talk about how artists can make money?
Can I talk about how artists can make money? Well, artists make money in many different ways. It depends on... I made money as an artist, as an animator, for 21 years. I've made money as an artist, as an illustrator. I've made money as an artist, as a designer. I've made money as an artist doing any number of different things. So the question is a little bit broad. I'm not quite sure what you're asking. I mean, there's all different ways of making money as an artist. Literally, quite literally. I'm going to grab my texture brush. Like I'm using my texture brush on your head.
By the way, when it comes to the Patreon, I know that the person asked about your thoughts on Patreon. It was the Patreon is the
Patreon. I was thinking Procreate. Sorry, I feel like a dummy. Sorry. Patreon's cool. I love Patreon. We have a Patreon account. Yeah, I've got a course on Patreon.
like,
What?
What? It's like, here's how you're going to get your money.
So now I'm just going to add little accents.
Are you going to use any photographic textures on this painting?
No, not today. Don't want to do that. I want to make this feel like a charcoal painting.
Is there a release date for the new Birds of Prey course yet? Can't wait for it.
No. There's no release date yet. Although we're working on it.
Coming soon.
Coming soon to a website near you. Preferably ours.
Later this year.
No, it won't be later. It won't be too late. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going in and...
How do you shade the way you do? Do you need expensive programs?
No, this is Photoshop. No, doesn't have to be expensive. What I'm doing now is I'm just going through and hitting areas that I think could be a little darker. I'm adding variety to the piece. Working over the pencil line. I want more color too, so I'll go in and work it this way.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
Hello. I'm at a point where I feel I already have good knowledge and some abilities, but not enough for a professional environment yet. Do you think I should try doing commissions or go and try landing a job at a small company?
I'm not sure what you do, so I'm not sure I can comment on that. But I do think that we grow best when we just throw ourselves into the fire. So yeah, go for it. Put yourself out there, go for it.
Is this Photoshop, sir?
This is Photoshop. Yes. I'm going to cheat a little bit and grab this sprinkly brush again. Nick asks, is this Dustin just before he steps into a lift in Scotland with voice recognition technology? That was pretty funny, you gotta admit.
Yeah.
Wait, Dustin's very subdued today. I don't know what's wrong. What's wrong, Dustin?
I'm fine.
Why are you being so subdued today?
I'm just tired.
What's wrong, little guy?
I missed the part where you drew the small hair strands on the head. Any tips on that?
Yeah, get a spackle brush, a sprittle brush, a sprinkles brush.
Sprinkle, sprinkle? Sprinkly, sparkly?
Hey, Achilles. Hey, buddy. Achilles. How you doing, bud? Achilles is here. Hi, buddy. Can you say hi? Switch cameras. Say hi.
Oh yes.
Yes, here he is.
There
Hello.
he is.
He just got up. He slept late today. Oh, we also have a new course from Tim Hodge and my brother Travis Blaise coming very soon. Tim is on drawing mythical creatures, and my brother is on how to animate in Calipeg. Calipeg is an awesome piece of software that my brother has been involved in the development of. My brother's also a 2D animator, so he's got some cool stuff there. And Tim, you would know Tim from his courses on how to draw cartoon people and draw cartoon animals, and so he's doing mythical creatures with us now, and it's very cool, very cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to get Dustin's. I'm down to the details now.
Damn. What are your thoughts that about Disney's purchased ESPN and the UFC?
I to be honest with you, I have no thoughts on it. First of all, it makes great financial sense because the sporting events, ESPN is one of the best buys that they ever did. Because when you think about it, take soccer for instance, football. Biggest sport in the world, right? You really don't need to translate it that much. You can watch the game and know what's going on, but even then, there's local translations coming in. It's just a no-brainer moneymaker for the company. When they bought that, I just thought that was a really smart. Well, obviously it was smart. There we go.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
I want to be an animator, and I want to start with animating my favorite songs. Do you have any pieces of advice?
Yeah, don't bite off more than you can chew, because you'll get discouraged. You know, stay. Do short songs. Try short pieces of animation to begin with, because if you bite off more than you can chew, you won't finish it. Then you'll just get discouraged, and you don't want to do that.
Hi, Dustin. Can I use your photos of the gators and take their skin texture for a creature and sell my picture if I want to? Talking about like photo bashing
Yeah.
Using the photos as photo bashing?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's why it's all part of the same thing. Yes, sir.
Dustin, are you flattered yet? Yes. I'm just being very subdued about it.
Yeah, Dustin's being really weird today.
I thought this is how I normally
You're
am.
really weird today.
How am I weird?
You're being so subdued. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Of course.
But you are being weird today.
Dustin, don't be quiet. You need to get back out there doing photos. I actually took more photos yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I went out when I thought it was supposed to be clear enough from rain to be able to get photos, but turned out a patch of rain came over the trail, and so I had to hunker down my umbrella to get ready for it, but it turned out to be such a light drizzle that I was like, really, that's it?
Drizzle.
Drizzle. Like I thought.
Twitch question, Dustin. Do you feel like it's Monday and not Tuesday? Is that why you're subdued today?
You know what? That is probably it. Is this the Cheeto Puff guy from Toy Story 2?
Wow.
Damn.
Maybe that's why he's subdued today. That's a depressing comment. Memorial Day sale has been extended one more day, including 40% off of how to draw horses, big cats, bears, and more. And more. Go to creatureartteacher.com. So today was my... I don't think I've done a portrait before. Have I done a portrait before? For all y'all?
Like, have you done a portrait yourself, or are you talking about portraits in general?
No, just in general. I don't know if I've done any portraits.
For the stream? I don't think you have.
No.
Or if you did, I don't remember when that would be.
I don't remember either.
Are there any animation studios in Florida you have worked at or recommend working for?
Yeah, but I mean, they're not always open. My good friend Dominic Carolla has an animation studio called Premise, and we did the Bear and the Hare commercial there, and among other things. And it's a great studio, wonderful studio. But I don't know what his current needs are. But if you want to check out their website, it's Premise Entertainment.
Could one person have two styles? Like caricature, cartoony style, and a realistic style combined sort of thing?
Sure. I mean, I think I have a combined several different styles. So, yeah.
Aaron, how long should a beginner concept artist spend on a final piece for portfolio? 7.
7, exactly. As long as it takes. There is no, it's just going to be as long as it takes. I get that question a lot. How long should I be working on this or that or whatever? And it's really, it's whatever it takes.
Did you ever feel really discouraged along your art journey? And if so, did you pull yourself out of it?
Did I ever feel discouraged along my art journey? Well, I obviously pulled myself out of it because here I am. But, sure, we all get discouraged at some point. All of us. I've been discouraged so many times. But yeah, we pull ourselves out of it and we work through it. I've had a lot of times where I didn't want to do it anymore, and it could be personal reasons why that happened, or whatever. And it just, you just got to work through it, and eventually you come out the other side. Break on through to the other side.
I live in Florida too. What is your favorite hiking trail? My personal favorite is the Lake Woodruff National Wildlife Refuge here in DeLand.
Break on through to
I love the wide
side.
open fields of that place. But
Yeah.
the other place I want to go to more often is Black Point Trail.
Yeah.
And the one I want to check out is Mayaka.
Uraka or Mayaka?
Uraka.
Mayaka is fantastic. That's in Sarasota, Florida.
Yeah.
Right over near Nick. Nick says this is looking really nice. Thanks, Nick.
It's so beautiful.
I'll do this up as a little print for Dustin.
Dustin, did you edit all your photos in Lightroom individually? I believe it is a big deal. They are a lot of photos. Also, I had a question. At what point of modification work using these reference photos is able to be sold? The selling part, I believe, is like you can sell your art. You can sell your artwork that you make based off of the reference photos, as long as they're from the reference pack.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And when it comes to editing the photos, yeah, I edit all the photos, but it's not. I don't edit every single photo that I take.
But you do a lot. I mean,
like,
you spend hours and hours and hours at your desk.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
beyond your regular work.
Yeah, because I shoot like yesterday, I got a little over 2,000 photos during my walk, but out of that 2,000, I picked out and edited like 10,
right?
Like 9 or 10 photos, and so I do take a bunch of photos, but out of those hundreds or even thousands of photos, in a single day, I get an average of like 10 to 15 good ones, and then like 5 like really good like portfolio worthy photos at a time.
Yeah.
And so all the reference photos are pretty much the equivalent of like nearly a month's worth of going out there and taking photos of that specific species. So
here we go. So we're coming up. So I wanted this. One of the things I like about this brush is it looks like charcoal, or pastel, I should say. And so I wanted. Oh my gosh, this bug in Photoshop. If anybody from Adobe is listening, please fix this bug. It drives me nuts, and I've been talking to other friends that it drives them nuts as well.
Hey, Detlef says this is amazing, so recognizable.
Thank you. You know what I love about Detlef? He's always so complimentary, and he's always positive.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I love that, love that, love that.
How do you develop those styles efficiently side by side?
I just draw a lot. I paint a lot. Style comes automatically. Style is something that it evolves. So for me, it's just doing it a lot. Well, your style will evolve.
Where can I find that mythical creature course you mentioned earlier?
It's not out yet, so that's going to be coming out in the next few weeks.
And how's Ronnie's course coming along?
Ronnie's course is coming along. That's all I can tell you. It's coming along.
It's getting there.
Yeah, Ronnie is very much a perfectionist in a good way. And so when Ronnie's courses come out, you can pretty darn well be guaranteed it's going to be thorough. And not that ours aren't. But he really makes sure that they're nice and you've got all the information you need.
Is it okay if I use your painting process throughout my career, or do I need to come up with my own?
No, you come up with my painting process, and it's not. You can use anybody's painting process. You're still the one that's executing the images. You can't copyright a painting process. So yes, it's okay.
I'm
Go
asking
for it.
because there are so many artists with different drawing processes, which gets me confused because I don't know what artist to follow.
Well, you follow you. You know, you can look at other artists, be inspired by other artists, try different things, but eventually, if you do it enough, you're going to find what works for you. You know, I work differently than any particular artist, but at one time I may have been inspired by somebody and tried something, and that led to another idea, which led to another idea, and you just end up working in your own way. And that's what's most important. So, you know, if you want to follow someone else's technique, by all means do it, sure. But trust me, that'll still evolve. It's going to evolve into something else.
Hey, Uncle Travis. Says, good morning. Wow, it's my little nephew. What do you call him, little uncle?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just want to pinch his adorable little neck rolls. You're for Queen or Elton John?
What's that?
Queen or Elton John?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with the Elton John. I love them both. I love them both, but if forced to have to pick, I had dinner with Elton John one time, many years ago, in his hotel. It was one of the coolest experiences. We had a really great time.
Have you ever done any hand wood carving? My dad has been chainsaw carving for over 30 years.
Yes, my father used to carve decoys, and so I would sit out in the duck decoys, and so I would sit in the garage with him, and sometimes I would carve as he carved.
Every time I hear duck decoys, I think of that.
Fire!
Huh?
Fire!
Oh, not as that.
Rabbit season!
Not season.
Rabbit season! Duck season, fire!
No, but I was thinking that story they told of we were trying to take photos of the wild ducks.
Yes. There was a time where I was out sneaking up on these pintail ducks, trying to get some photos of them, and I spent about a half hour sneaking up, and it was after about a half hour that I realized some of them were dipping into the water and just not coming up, and it was then that I realized, just as the dog came jumping out of the blind right near the ducks, that I'd been creeping up on decoys.
Do you ever plan on adding more photo reference packs with animals such as bears, more cougars, bison, etc.?
Yes.
Yes, I'm actually, I myself am planning on making a trip later this year to Montana, to Yellowstone, and so that way I can get bison and bear photos and all that jazz. So.
Yeah. All that jazz.
And all that jazz. Hopefully all that works out.
All right. I think I'm coming down the finish.
Hi Aaron, it's great.
Hi.
Is your brush opacity 100% all the time when you're painting and adding colors?
Not always, but most of the time it is, yes. I use my pressure sensitivity a lot. Oh my gosh.
You
That
okay?
bug drives me crazy.
The what drives you crazy?
The bug, the thing in Photoshop where all of a sudden it just draws opaque. There's no pressure sensitivity or anything.
Just makes you want to pull your hair out if you had any.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
YouTube
Well-
question. Do you guys know anything about Wacom 1 tablet? Is the color accuracy good on it? Yes, it is. I have one. I recommend it. I love it.
Highly recommended. Will Aaron add a gouache painting to his Birds of Prey course? That would be awesome to see how he uses the anatomy knowledge for a real painting.
Probably not, because this is really just about anatomy. I will talk about some stuff. Maybe I'll do a traditional. Maybe I will do gouache. Maybe I just talk myself into it. Maybe I'll stop saying maybe. I don't know.
You know who just joined in?
Ooh,
Give you a hint.
Gabby.
Nope. The 11th man to walk on the moon.
Jim Jackson.
Jim Jackson.
Hey, Jim Jackson. Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
Jim Jackson. For those of you that don't know Jim Jackson is a good friend of mine. He also happens to be the 11th man that walked on the moon. And Jim and I have known, not Gemini, but Jim and I have known each other now for about 30 years. And have had a lot of fun. Jim's another great animator, friend of mine, who happens to be an animator at Blue Sky Studios now. And look him up. James Young Jackson.
I know him. I know him. Did you find it difficult to draw Dustin?
No, actually, Dustin came pretty easy today. It was kind of cool. I liked it. I'm going to change up some of the color on some of these shadows. I want a little bit more color. So I'm going to go a little more, a little bit, and a little bit, I like getting color in the shadows.
Hi, Aaron. Should
Hey.
I buy stock photos for art references?
What's that?
Uh,
Say it again.
Should I buy stock photos for art references? I want to draw more animals, but I can't draw from Google, right?
Well, I mean, you can use stuff as reference as long as you don't copy it. Come up with your own poses. Or get out and photograph your own reference.
By Dustin's.
Or buy Dustin's. Exactly. But buying stock photos is expensive. Arg. So Jim Jackson, is Jim Jackson still around? Is he still on the line?
I don't know. He might not be. Unfortunately the Facebook stream doesn't really tell. They only tell you when they come in. They don't tell you when they leave.
Oh. Hey guys, is it good to include digital life drawing like this in a portfolio? I worry people may think it wasn't drawn live when it's digital, or does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. It's not, as long as it's a good drawing. And actually, a lot of people nowadays are drawing live digitally. So a lot of the studios, no. But it's, you're probably doing that. What are you laughing at?
That's left. He says, I looked it up. The 11th man on the moon was Gene Cernan. I'm lost where the joke comes from.
Well, Gene Cernan's Oh shoot, the AKA, whatever. Pseudonym.
Huh?
No, it was Jim Jackson. Trust me, it was definitely Jim Jackson. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Jim was the 14th man to walk on the moon. Not the
14th.
14th.
14th
Yeah.
man to walk on the moon.
Yeah. So I'm just going around and adding little bits of color here and there, getting a little bit of color in his, you know, there tends to be like a little blue tint in the beard.
In the beard.
In the beard. And then the hair.
How are you guys feeling during this quarantine? Hope you are doing well.
I'm getting antsy, I'll tell you that.
I want to get out. I need to get out.
I gotta get out of this place.
I gotta go.
If it's the last thing I ever do.
I gotta go. Pee.
There's a mole, and there's a mole. I got two moles.
Moles everywhere. Which of your courses contains the lessons on how to paint human skin?
I don't have any courses on how to paint human skin. I have one on how to skin humans.
I'm guessing the guest host is the Predator.
Yeah. There we go.
Is there any news on the next online workshop and Wacom 1 giveaway?
Well, the workshop is going to be coming up soon. We don't have a date set yet, but it's going to be on how to draw animals. It's going to be animal drawing. So I'm going to be doing a day-long lecture on animal drawing.
Have you ever met Scott Carroll at Blue Sky? He came to my class last year and did a great series of animation scenes and acting workshops all day.
No, I've never met him. I'm sure Jim Jackson knows him. The good old Jim Jackson.
It's Jim Jackson.
All right, so I think we're there.
You think you're there?
Yeah, I think we're there. There's my Dustin Blaise portrait. I'm going to go ahead and trim it up a little bit.
There's the one more thing. I'm calling it. That's your one more thing. This year will be perfect to get pictures of bears in Yellowstone. There is a grizzly with 4 cubs.
Yes, there is.
Ooh.
She's beautiful.
We need to keep an eye out for that.
They've been getting a lot of pictures of her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Will you watch the SpaceX launch tomorrow? The first human flight from USA since 9 years ago.
Yes, yes, we will.
What?
Nick's pulling out from Austin Powers. Mole.
Mole, 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 mole.
What is going on with my computer? Computer?
Now I have a picture in my head of Dustin taking pictures of bear cubs with the coffin dancers in the background. It would be more like me taking photos of the bear cubs, but then freeze frames my face with the mother bear directly behind me, charging at me, and then the coffin dancers.
Photoshop is just whack.
She's all out of whack.
Yeah. What the heck is it doing? Alright, file. Save as Dustin.
For a character artist, do you recommend practicing from reference or practicing from imagination?
Practice from both, to be honest with you. If you're talking about creating characters, look at people, draw from life. All of that you need to do. You need to do all of that. There's some really dark areas down here. Yeah. Hey Aaron, which one of your courses would you recommend for someone who wants to learn how to look at a reference and stylize it? Probably my character design course. Look at this weird thing that's going. Oh, it doesn't do it there. I've seen this, like, see that you can see like this. What the heck?
What?
All right, I'm gonna quit out of Photoshop real quick, and then open it back up.
What'd you do?
Photoshop has gotten so weird.
What magazines do you like reading?
Discovery Magazine. Let me move that up there.
National Geographic.
National Geographic. There. Let's see if that changes anything. There, it seems to be back to normal now. Hey, I want to start with digital painting. Which lesson is best for absolute beginners on your homepage? My approach to digital painting in Photoshop probably is my best. Would be the best answer for that question.
How do you know when your piece of art is finished?
Well, sometimes you can overwork it. I could definitely overwork this one, but I'm going to be done with it here in just a second. It's a feeling. It's a gut, feeling. You just gotta make sure you don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. I'm doing now. I'm not overdoing it. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this.
What are you doing?
Changing the color of the shadow coming off of your glasses on your cheek. I decided to go warm with the shadow instead of cool. I like it better.
Do you have any resources that you would recommend for drawing fundamentals?
Well, I will have one soon with Ronnie Williford, because we'll have a drawing fundamental course coming out very soon with Ronnie. I don't know. I can't think of any like drawing fundamental courses right now off the top of my head, to be honest. Shoot. I think I should know that better. There we go. I think I got you.
Think you got me?
I think I got you. It's now or never.
Have you got me in the lift in Scotland?
No, don't say it.
Meanwhile, using voice recognition technology.
darker there.
If somebody's commented that Photoshop and Premiere Pro started acting up, so I went back to an earlier version, which was more stable for now.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with their development, but they're it's so annoying.
Yeah,
There, I'm just adding the nice little detail on your nose. Your nose has been bugging me. I wanted to make sure it was right.
My nose?
Yeah, I want to get your nose just right because the nose knows.
The nose knows all.
All right, I got you. There's Dustin.
You got me?
Boom.
You got me! Yay! Now I can move around. Oh.
Let me blow that up so you can see it. So, I know I said I was going to do a character today, but once I started drawing Dustin, I couldn't resist. I just wanted to draw him. And with this brush, I love doing, this type of drawing with this brush because it makes it feel like it's pastel and, I don't know, it's just kind of fun, kind of cool. What do you think, Dustin? You like it?
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, and look for those shadow shapes. Look for, shoot. Okay, sorry. Here's one more thing.
There it is.
Yeah, sorry.
There's the official one more thing.
Yeah, I got to get this shadow a little darker. As I said, look for those shadow shapes. I realized this shadow shape here is not dark enough. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, or did I? Did I mention that we watched Call of the Wild? I may have mentioned it to you before we went on.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me, but not to...
I watched Call of the Wild last night, and I've been kind of avoiding it because I just didn't think the mixture of animation and live action would work. And but the kids ordered it, and it was there, so I thought, you know what? Well, I'll just go ahead and watch it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And at the time, well, this time I knew, but I didn't realize until about last week that I didn't realize it was directed by Chris Sanders, who directed Lilo and Stitch. We all worked at the studio together. And so I didn't realize that he had directed that at the time. But if you get a chance to watch Call of the Wild, which is it just happens to be one of my favorite stories as well, and then I was just afraid of what they might do to it. But I was really pleasantly surprised. They definitely adapted it for the big screen, but I love it. Are you all right, Dustin? I just saw you squinting.
Oh,
Are your eyes bothering you?
Oh, it's just eyes watering.
Oh.
It's just after a yawn, sometimes my eyes water up.
Oh. So, oh my gosh, it's doing it again. It's getting worse. These bugs are getting worse. So there we go. I'm going to put everything into one folder.
Can you do the voice of Peter Griffin? I can do the laugh. Do you have any course on how to draw Dustin from the front, the side, and 3/4?
Say that again?
Do you have a course on how to draw Dustin's front, side, and 3/4?
No. There we go. Give him a little bit more color. Push the saturation. I like that better. So there's my son. My good son, Dustin.
Yay.
So, Nick is saying we should do a Krita or Corel Painter stream on Friday. That's not a bad idea. I haven't done Corel Painter in forever.
Corel Painter?
Yeah. I'd have to familiarize myself. It's been a long time.
What's Corel Painter again? Is that a iPad app, or is that
No, it's a full-on regular digital painting app.
Oh. Is Photoshop better than Illustrator?
For this kind of thing, it is, yes.
Next time you should do a portrait of Vedanta eating the last chip.
No.
No.
All right, everybody, there it is. There's Dustin. Portrait. That was fun. So, let me see. Let's see if it's... Let me pull it up again. So there he is. Can you pull up the big screen? Is it in focus?
Yep.
So that's the view that I had. There's the painting. So that was a lot of fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, learned something, all that good stuff. Look at the light, look at the patterns, look at the shadow patterns, look at where the light hits, look at the base color and what you might do to change that base color when it's in light and when it's in shadow. Look at the color of the shadows. All those different things will add life to your painting, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed today. We will be back again on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's our usual time. And I'm not sure what we'll be doing yet. We'll be doing something fun. And remember, today's the last day of our big sale. All of our animal drawing courses are 45% off. And but still, we've still got a lot of things that are $1. Still got our free animation course going on. So go on over to creatureartteacher.com and you will find all of that there. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great week. Go out there, be kind to somebody, put some beauty back into the world, draw something beautiful. Look how beautiful my son is right there. True beautiful boy. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you on Friday. Dustin, take it away.
Hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And if you're interested in any wildlife photography, you can check out my Instagram at Dustin_Blaise, and I post a new wildlife photo each day. And again, that's Dustin_Blaise. And if you are interested in any wildlife reference packs, if you're having any issues with drawing any wildlife, I have my first wave of photo reference packs available at creatureartteacher.com. And it's over 600 photos of gators, otters, and many different species of birds. So you can go check that out, again, at creatureartteacher.com. And so, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys Friday. And until then, Cowboy Bebop. See ya.